I love it. I love it. Okay, we are here. We're here. We're live. Hey y'all, what's up? Happy to be back. I know it's been a while. We just be popping up on y'all. Y'all don't know when we come in, but we here. We are here. We are here and ready
To talk about some horror.
Yes, if you don't know, it's Portia
and Karina.
And we're going to talk about some sequels today, movie sequels. But of course, like you guys know, we always start off with the last movie we watched. So, you want to go or you want me to go?
I'll let you go first.
Well, I didn't really watch a movie, so to say. I guess I watched, when Netflix notified me that Haunted season 3 was available on Netflix.
I watched it, yes.
So of course, why wouldn't I watch that?
Yes.
I watched season 1 and 2, excuse me. So I just started watching season 3 of Haunted. I think they get better and better.
Yeah. Did you finish it yet?
No, I think I'm on like the third one.
Do you watch the first one, right?
Yeah.
With that was a good opener.
It was really good. And I'll be like, where are you finding these people from?
Yeah.
Like, are they coming to you saying, hey, I have a story I want to tell, da 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 da? Or are you putting out some type of casting call, send us your story type of thing? Like, where are they getting these people from? I want to know, because I honestly feel like I can be on Haunted. I got some stuff to talk about.
They be having some crazy stories. If y'all don't know what Haunted is on Netflix, it's basically a series based off of real life ghost stories with the real actual people, where they sit them down, like the family or their friends, and they talk about it and they have reenactors come and
it's really good. I think the reenactment part is what really brings the story to life for me. I mean, the people that are, their friends and family that are sitting there, I'm almost like, are they allowed to not talk?
Well, right. And that's how you know it's real too, because the family members, some of them start off like, we said we would never talk about this.
Right.
But I have
and it'd be the look on their face be like, right. And I'm just like, well, can you not say anything?
Right. So there has to be some kind of truth to it. And I don't know if you got to the one where they lived in a old miner owner's house.
That was the last one I watched, where the girl got kicked out and her mother, beat her up and tied her up in the basement. Is that the one?
No, that's the one we were just talking about, where her boyfriend ended up going crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, that wasn't the one. This one was based off of this guy. They lived in Britain or something.
No, I don't think I got that far.
Okay, that one is good.
I'm only a few episodes in, but I feel like every season it just gets better and better. And I guess now, because it is season 3, people are like, oh, okay, I have a story to tell. I want to tell my story.
They're more open to
without
doing
feeling
it.
because like I said, with the story that I have, that I can actually be on Haunted, I was like, I don't want to tell people this. They're going to think I'm crazy. But there's only like a handful of people that, know some of the things that I experienced. But yeah, so I'm on season 3 of Haunted. I'll probably finish it this weekend, since it's a long weekend because of the holiday. Don't really have much out there watching. I've been watching everything else that ain't horror.
So you didn't watch that new Army of the Dead on Netflix?
No, I have not watched that yet.
That was good. I watched it. It was good.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I've been watching everything else, all my other reality shows. So I've been trying to make a day where I'm gonna watch this, and then a day when I'm gonna watch this and this. So I'm just it's out there. I got, with this weekend. But yeah, that's what I've been watching. Haunted.
Yeah, Haunted I liked it. Army of the Dead was really good too, but I'm not. So my movie, we were just talking about this, but I did something really funny. So I was watching this thing on YouTube where they break down different categories of horror movies, and I chose to watch one where they were talking about illegal horror movies, and so I'm like. Most of them were like I said, when I was telling you earlier, they were banned in Vietnam, Singapore, Sweden, New Zealand. New Zealand bans everything. So I didn't think nothing of it. But this movie that I watched, I guess it made it was number 1 on the list. So I was like, oh, if I can find this, I'm gonna watch it, because the girl basically she was saying, it's the synopsis is about an ex porn star that is like broke and out of work. And this guy comes to him and he's like, "You're the best guy. Like, we need you to do one more. We'll pay you this extreme amount of money, and we need you to do this porn." So he was kind of like optimistic, like, well, not optimistic. He was kind of like, I don't know what the word is. Like, you could tell he really didn't want to do it, but he needed the money. Mm-hmm. So this is my thing with this movie. And this movie is called a Serbian film. So if you've ever watched it, like, yeah, don't. If you haven't, just don't watch this movie.
I've already let my expressions out because she told me about this movie before we went live. So that's why I'm sitting here like, but y'all.
Don't do it.
No. If y'all don't, your eyes gonna bleed.
Some things are just better left like not explored because, yeah. All I can say is I was glad that I watched this by myself. Like my boyfriend was not home because
he got a strong stomach, y'all. She got
a stomach because this movie is disgusting. Okay. So he decides he's gonna do it. This idiot does not read the contract at all. He just signs it. And then he starts asking questions after he signs it. So he's like, well, where is it? Who's going to be in it? They're basically like, nope, we just need you to come show up. Sometimes you're not even going to know where you're going or what's going down. That's because we need your raw reaction. So, yeah. I did not understand why. Okay, anyways. So basically from the jump, like it's on some pedophilic shit. Like, yeah.
That's where it lost me.
There's an assault of a newborn. There's a scene as he's having to do these things, he's not with it. But at this point, they're like, you signed a contract. If you don't do it, we're going to make your life a living hell, which they do. So there's a scene where he's doing the do and he decapitates a lady. Wow. Yeah, it was. And they showed private parts. Like, and this movie it's not made in the US. Yeah. It's made in, well, it's called a Serbian film. So I guess Serbia, but I think it was in Sweden because I had to read subtitles. But yeah. And I'm not even going to say what goes down on the end. Just don't watch it.
No, y'all don't want to know.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, yeah.
Because she told me, and I was like over here, like gasping. Like, yeah. What, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, this movie went there. It went too far. Like, yeah, Even though like the props and like, well, the last scene that shit looked real. Like, yeah, that looks real. But like the props didn't really like the penis. Look, you could tell it was just a big white dildo. Like, I'm like, okay, now, like, but crazy. It was. I mean, this guy choked this lady with his dick. Like, it was. I was like, wow, whoa. I basically felt like I was watching a snuff porn. That's what it was. Yeah, I could see why this movie was banned. It was banned in like 8 different countries. Like. All of them, like all the ones that banned, like Singapore, Vietnam, New Zealand, Sweden. I think Sweden even banned it, and it was insane.
That is crazy. So where can they find this movie if you have a few people that are listening to you and they're like, I think I'm gonna chance it. I think I want to watch it. Where can they find this movie? Where is this movie
at? I really don't know. I don't even know how I really found it. I just searched it on my Fire Stick and I found it. So I don't even know where you could find this movie, but I don't think you want to do it.
No, I don't. Y'all don't want to either. But if you're like that,
if you are gung ho horror, because I think I'm gonna start watching more. There's a whole list of illegal movies. There aren't really any in the U.S., but there are illegal. I Spit on Your Grave was actually a banned movie.
I do remember them saying that,
and
that was
Evil
really
Dead
good.
too. Believe it or not, was banned in a bunch of countries. So there are banned movies that we watch unknowingly.
Yes, that are good. And some of them I can see why they were banned, but that is just... Yeah.
This was good for snuff porn. That's what this was good for. It was not... I mean, no, it just wasn't... If the author... not author, because it's not a book. If the director's goal was to make you feel disgusting, like you needed to take a shower after you watched this movie, you did it. Yeah. Did you are you on like Wikipedia right now or something? Did you see the part where he said crazy. Like when the people were like, you went too far with this, he's like, oh, you guys don't know what child porn is. Like, I'm like, this movie is it. It's a Serbian film. Yeah.
That's nuts, but yeah. So I know I have a lot of things to watch and catch up on. I want to go to the movies and actually watch A Quiet Place too.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Because that comes out. It came out but yesterday, I think, for the holiday weekend. So, because COVID put it on the back burner because it was supposed to come out right before COVID. Okay, so
I hope Jordan Peele's finally going to do it. I'm like, my fingers are crossed. Like, come on, Jordan, please.
Hopefully so. I mean, it's summertime, or spring, summer. We normally have a lot of horror movies that come out in spring, summer. So, yeah, so let's jump into it. So we are going to be talking about movie sequels, good movie sequels,
and trash
movie sequels. Now, I don't really have any bad sequels to bring to the table to talk about. I'm pretty sure I'll think of some, but
I have a whole list.
I do want to go into one sequel. Well, the sequels that I picked were just some of the sequels that I thought were sequels to me that I thought just were really good or better than originals or spinoffs or whatnot. But so the first sequel that I want to talk about with you guys is Wes Craven's New Nightmare, because I love Nightmare on Elm Street because I just love Freddy Krueger. Now, what I liked about Wes Craven's New Nightmare when I first watched it is because it brought all of the characters from the original Nightmare on Elm Street who played themselves. I don't know why. I just like it when people play themselves because it just seems a little bit more real to me.
Yeah, that was a cute concept with that.
Yeah, so they brought back some of the originals, especially Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
And they played themselves, but now she's got a child, her own son, mm-hmm. and her husband happens to work on movie sets for horror films. Woo-hoo-hoo. And what I liked about this one is, she doesn't want her son watching these movies that she was in because he's a child. She doesn't want him to have nightmares.
Isn't he already like wetting the bed anyways? Too?
Yeah, she's just afraid that it's gonna like traumatize him even more. But kids, if you tell them not to, they're going to.
Oh, that takes me back to the Serbian film a little bit. The beginning scene, his son's watching one of his films, so that should have already told me.
That is just...
So I can understand why she didn't want her son to watch her movie.
I cannot. Oh my God. So with Wes Craven's New Nightmare, weird things start happening. Crazy stuff starts happening on the movie set. Her son's going crazy. She finds him watching one of her movies. She thinks she's going crazy with seeing things and hearing things. So she basically thinks that Freddy is after her, and Robert Englund actually is in the movie. Mm-hmm. So he's like, "What? I'm after you?"
Like he's like really nice in the movie. Like his character's all sweet.
Yeah, his character's really nice and sweet. So I liked it because it was like, okay, they're playing themselves. So it's kind of like this is after Nightmare on Elm Street. We put it behind us now. I've got my child. This and that. But
isn't Wes Craven in the movie too?
Yeah, he makes Wes Craven makes an appearance also. And I just liked it because it was different. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it's like, oh, this is so scary, don't watch it. But I just like the fact that, we're going to bring all these people back.
It was kind of fun, too.
Yeah, it's kind of like fun. We're going to bring all these people back. We're going to bring Freddy back and make you wonder, oh, is it real or not? So let's bring him back in this movie. So I think it was a good spinoff from the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Mm-hmm. It was way better than 4 and 5.
Yeah, I think it was really good. Yeah. So if you're into sequels, if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. I thought it was really good. One of my favorite ones. So another one, which is one of my absolute favorites, like my absolute. I actually have this on DVD. Is Pumpkinhead 2.
So what is Pumpkinhead even about? Like I'm going
to tell you. So in the first Pumpkinhead, it was a group of kids who tormented this boy. He kind of had like special needs. He was kind of deformed.
Okay.
And so they played a trick on him to make him think that they wanted to be his friend and play with him. So what they told him was something about some money at the bottom of a well. And not really being all there and being deformed. He really thought that these kids wanted to be his friend. So what happens was his name was Billy. So he tried to like go into the well to get what they told him was down there. And the joke, it's supposed to be a joke, but the joke went too far and Billy actually fell into the well. And rather than trying to save him, they left because they didn't want any parts of this. So then when Billy's mother, who happened to be what they called a witch, she senses that something is wrong because Billy didn't come home, that something's missing. She goes to the well and she finds Billy in the bottom of the well, but he's dead now. And so she tries to use her powers and her herbs and everything to try to bring Billy back to life.
But she can only bring him back as a pumpkin?
Well, she brought him, what happened was he was suffering some type of like convulsions as he was like trying to come back, but he was already deformed anyways. So he kind of didn't look like an average person. So, but she kept Billy in her house and never let him leave. And then it got to the point where she actually decided that she realized that as he was coming back to life, he was coming back weird. And so she decided to just be done with it. She knows her power. She knows like what's going on. So she's just going to bury him. So she ended up burying.
So he died twice.
Yeah. So she ended up burying him. So then in the sequel, which I like the sequel better than the first movie because there was more. So in the sequel, there's a brand new group of teenagers, of kids, and they are going to some forbidden area to have a bonfire. And as they're treading along to try to find this forbidden area to have a bonfire, they end up walking across rocks, like different rock formations. And as they're looking at it, they're kind of figuring out like, what the heck is this? Kind of looking like an Indian burial ground, kind of like.
They were obsessed with Indian burial grounds.
They really were. So they were like kicking the rocks and messing with it, which was kind of like disturbing the area.
Right.
And so that's one scene. Then it cuts to this other scene of this man who he lost his child died. And he knew of the witch who happened to be
Pet Cemetery.
Who happened to be Billy's mother. So he takes his son to the witch because he wants her to do her thing to bring his child back alive. So she says, "Oh, take this, and go bury him by those rocks that the kids kicked."
Pet Cemetery.
So he does what she says. So as all that's going on, one of the girls from the group of teenagers happens to be sitting down at table with her parents, and he tells the riddle of Pumpkinhead. I guess it's like a riddle song. So he's like goes into this riddle of Pumpkinhead. So the kids know about it, but it's kind of like an urban legend. They don't really know like if it's like a real thing or not. But when the guy buries his son and messes up these rocks, which the other kids messes up, it does something where it brings Pumpkinhead back to life. And in the sequel, Pumpkinhead is out to get, they're all adults now. The original kids from the first Pumpkinhead, they're all adults. So the man who was telling this urban legend, he's one of the kids who originally killed Billy.
Oh, so he's
So now he has a teenage daughter who her friends, kind of trickled along this thing of trying to bring him back. So when Pumpkinhead comes back as a huge pumpkin, big old claws, everything, he's coming back for revenge. He wants to kill these now adults who were the kids who killed him as a child. So basically through the movie, he's killing off these adults in strange ways, like weird ways. And like before he comes, the wind starts blowing, everything gets quiet, horses start neighing, like all the time, right? And then all of a sudden he comes.
You better come through, Pumpkinhead,
and just kills everybody. And to me, I feel like this should have been the first movie. I actually watched the second one before the first one, and I had to go back and watch the first one, and I was like, ugh. But
right.
This is point where I would say you don't really need to watch the first Pumpkinhead to watch Pumpkinhead 2, because Pumpkinhead 2 pretty much starts off with those kids from the first movie torturing Billy. So you pretty much already know what happened or what's going on or what's going to happen. So you don't need to watch the first Pumpkinhead in order to watch this one. But it's really good. If you like, you know, that original horror monster movie type of thing, slasher killer type of thing, torturous teenagers, like this has all of that in there. One of my favorites. So then just because I have one last more, I didn't have that many movies. So this last one that I'm going to talk about is Return of the Living Dead 3. I got this on DVD too, y'all, because this is my absolute favorite movie. So Return of the Living Dead, every movie is different. So it's not like a series where the second one goes off of the first and the third goes off of the second. Mm-hmm. It's just different scenarios happening in different movies. The reason why, and basically Return of the Living Dead, you know, they have some type of chemical that brings, once you're dead, it just brings you back to life and you turn into a zombie and you're killing people. One of the reasons why I like Return of the Living Dead 3 so much is because it's just action-packed. So in Return of the Living Dead 3, there's this young boy who has this beautiful girlfriend. His father works at a chemical plant. He doesn't really know what they do in this chemical plant. Oh, Lord. But it's kind of like access only. It's closed off to the public. Yeah. His girlfriend's like a wild, like whatever, and he's kind of calm. They kind of balance each other out.
He's an introvert. She's an extrovert.
Yeah. So they decide to like be crazy on his motorcycle, and as they're on the motorcycle, he gets into an accident and she flies off the back of the motorcycle and she dies, and he's devastated. So what does he do? He takes her to his father's chemical plant because he's like, they're doing something in this chemical plant. I know they're doing something. So he realizes while looking through a window that they're experimenting on bringing dead people back to life. I
have to watch this one. I'm looking at the
oh my God, it's so trailer. Good. So he takes his girlfriend, he sneaks her in, he ends up finding a badge, he sneaks her into the chemical plant and does whatever he needs to do to bring her back to life. So he takes her into some like sewer type of room, whatever, like away from people, and he's waiting to see if she's gonna come back, you know, alive.
Okay.
She eventually does come back alive, but he's trying to make her still be like human, like no, I don't want you to eat people. I'm I'm your boyfriend, all this and
so
stuff.
Kind of warm body kind of vibes.
Kind of, but in the beginning she's like, okay, I know you're my boyfriend, I love you, but then something starts to take over where she just can't anymore and she has to be a zombie. So there's this transition part of the movie that is the best part of the movie, where she decides that fuck this, I'm gonna be a fucking zombie, I don't want to be your girlfriend. So it's a transition scene where it shows her manipulating herself and changing herself into this badass zombie.
Okay.
And when she's doing this and he doesn't know, she went off somewhere. She's cutting herself. She's sticking things in her body. She's like doing all of this stuff to herself. And then she emerges from this door as this badass zombie chick. And she actually starts killing people and she's eating them. And he's trying to save her, still telling her not to do this.
Seem like she needs to be saved at this point.
She lets the other zombies out. So now he's running, trying to escape, along with the rest of the people who were in this chemical plant to try to get away from these now zombies. When I tell you, like, this is the best one from the whole Return of the Living Dead series, this is I can watch this like 100 times in a row. This is like my favorite one. So if you like zombie movies, I would highly recommend this one, Return of the Living Dead 3. This was by far the best one.
Wait a minute. So they were swapping spit when she was a zombie too?
Oh, yeah.
So how come he didn't turn into a zombie?
I don't know.
Cinema Sin. Because I was just looking at the trailer. I'm like, wait a minute. Now, she looks like a zombie right there, and they're kissing. So zombie. I mean, maybe those aren't the zombie rules in their universe, but I'm like, he probably would have turned into a zombie.
You would think, like, from other zombie movies that I've watched, almost anything on you will make you turn to a zombie. Spit, blood, a cut, anything.
Well, I believe that's true too. But like, that's why when I watch like these zombie movies, when like all this blood flies on them, and I'm like, so you mean to tell me
none got in your mouth
or in your eye, like you didn't have a little open wound, like a pimple on your face, like
right in your nose? Something. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on, but this was one of my favorites. I do have this on DVD. I have in my whole collection of horror films. I absolutely love it. Early 90s. Those 90s horror flicks were they were amazing to me. One of my favorites. So yeah, I recommend this one. The zombie makeup and the everything they did was just like on. So one of my favorites. That's what I have for y'all.
All right. Well, I have a whole list. So, yeah, I have a whole list of best and trash. And yeah. So I guess maybe I'll start off with some trash ones first. So I have well, I don't have videos for all these, and I'm not going to explain all these. But I'm going to start off. I got Jeepers Creepers 3, trash. 3.
Yeah, 3 was trash.
3 was trash. Yes.
Yeah.
I have that on my best list, and I'm going to talk about that. But 3, trash. Like, okay, first of all, I'm gonna run down just a couple things about the trash. The trash one was trash to me because we're thinking for 3, like, the sister's going to come back from the first one. The daddy going to come back from the second one. None of that happened. We get this weird farmhouse setting kind of town.
Almost like a completely different movie.
Right. Like a whole, like, who are these people? This weird looking mom has like all of a sudden psychic abilities to know what Jeepers Creepers is. And what's so funny is I saw a status or like a meme this week that said, yo, I'm high as hell right now, but was Jeepers Creepers a cicada? And I'm like, wait, was he a cicada? Because he looks like a damn cicada. But yeah, like 3 just didn't do it for me. Like it put way more emphasis on his car than it did him to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that I was like, okay, they clearly just slopped some shit together because this was terrible. Now 2, I loved. 2, I think was good. It was good. Yeah, the only thing that I didn't like about 2 was I felt like they should have gave us more origin of what he was.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then why does this girl, out of all the students, why does she have the psychic ability to get all these dreams? And she knows in 23 years he's gonna come back. Like, how does she know that? Like, that was no, he was trying to get to them, but she had like these convulsions and started falling on the floor. That was when the movie ended. Yeah. No, but Jeepers Creepers, if you haven't watched it, it's basically about this. We don't know what the hell it is. It's this bat-looking guy creature that has a truck, and he just comes killing people. If he sees, he can smell fear. If he looks at you and says, "Oh, okay, you have nice eyes. I want them," that's what he's going to steal, and he will hunt you down until he gets you.
And we still don't know the origin.
We don't, and that's
3 movies in, and we still don't know.
Yeah, we thought 3 was going to do that.
Please don't do a 4.
They are.
Are they?
But that one's supposed to redeem 3, I guess. Like, I guess it's going to be a whole new person because the director behind, a lot of people have kind of like written off Jeepers Creepers because of the director. He's actually got some controversy surrounding him with pedophilia. So yeah. So I think there's going to be like a whole new director, and I think it's going to I don't even think it's going to go back to like the sister or the father. It's going to be like a whole new thing.
That's sad.
Yeah. I mean, well, 23 years later, we could just ride that wave of, oh, he's back. And yeah.
But that'd be really good, though, if they brought them back.
Yeah.
From the first one.
Because the sister, she was a badass.
Yeah. That'd be really,
yeah. And the
really
dad,
good.
like, that scene on that second one, the first scene where the dad's son gets taken by this thing. And like, it's just a regular day on the farm, like brothers talking shit to each other, you know, and then all of a sudden your son disappears and you hear him screaming dad, and you find him in the cornfield and this thing's just pulling him and then flies in the sky. Like that look on that man's face when he's like, he looks so hurt, like, what?
You can't even do anything about it.
Why? Like, I was like, oh my God. So I saw this movie, I think when I was like 11, and it was like wintertime. So my mom's like, okay, the movie's over. Now you can go walk Kiko, my dog. And I'm like, you want me to go walk the dog after I just watched that? And she's like, oh, girl, go. And it's not even spring yet because it was like winter outside. I'm like, I'm not going by myself.
That is crazy.
So, yes, I think Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 was great, but 3, trash. The next thing I have on here, Collection, trash. The Collector, phenomenal.
Oh, I watched that. Yeah.
I didn't get the whole house thing, mansion. I just didn't like it. My third one that I have on my list for trash, Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Trey Songz.
Oh my God. Why they have him in there?
It wasn't even, okay, well, yeah, I mean, it was kind of bad because he was in there and he only had like 3 lines, and then
he can't even act.
They like obviously played his song in the movie too. Like they're all,
oh yeah, dancing
go
to it.
Girl. I'm like, okay, we know it's Trey Songz,
right?
And then like the scene. First of all, what was this movie was trash to me too because the kills sucked. One was done off screen, like with the guy that was a hitchhiker, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna come and join along, and we're gonna leave you at the mansion, and we don't know you. Please don't steal anything."
That pissed me off. Why? What the hell?
I'm like, so okay. So he gets killed, obviously, because we don't see him when they come back. So we know he got killed, but we never see how he got killed.
Right.
Trey Songz got killed in a car accident, basically, I think. Like, and then you mean to tell me that Leatherface has a little cousin?
Yeah, it was just all over the place.
Yeah, in the scene, like at the end where her and like Leatherface gang up on the dirty cop and shit, and she's like, "Get him, cuz." I'm like, this is so it terrible.
It was all over the place and just dumb.
It was. I couldn't. So yes, that's on my shit list. Now this one I do have a clip for, and it's Pet Sematary 2.
Okay.
Now, okay, this was trashed. Okay, the whole movie wasn't trash. Now, one thing I did like about this movie was his little chubby friend storyline with his annoying ass mean cop stepfather and the dog, where that storyline.
This one was a good one to me. I liked it.
I'm gonna tell you why I didn't like it. I didn't like it because it did not bring anything about the original movie into it.
Yeah,
they kept saying like little things like,
that's true.
Ella Creed went crazy and killed her parents and ended up in a psych ward. Okay, show me that.
Yeah.
I want to see what happened to Ellie.
That's true.
I don't know these new characters. There was no ties to the new characters to the old ones other than that they lived in the same town.
Yeah, maybe that's why I liked it, because it was almost like a new movie.
Yeah, I didn't like it. And then, okay, so in the original Pet Sematary, it like took hours to get there. In this one, they just went behind the little pet cemetery and they were there.
Yes.
Then when they finally got there in the first one, it was hard as hell for him to dig in that ground. Like, it was like rock. When they got there, it was like
sand,
disturbed soil, like already like, oh, okay, let's just, and I'm like, what? So is this a new Pet Cemetery somewhere else? Because it was a journey to get to Pet Cemetery in the first one. Clearly, as long as it's on Indian burial ground, we're good.
Right.
But I did like the dad. I think the stepdad. He did an awesome job in his character where he this is my thing though. Okay, so this was a shitty stepdad. he ends up, okay, so the little boy, if you don't know what Pet Sematary is, it's basically a movie where if your animal or loved one dies, there's a secret cemetery that you can go to, bury them, and you basically flip a coin. Either they can come back like and be fine, or they'll come back as like this decrepit creature / demon that's going to try to kill you. So most of the time, I mean, I think all the time it ends up the second way where it's just, it's sad. It's, you got like, yeah. So the boy's mean ass stepdad shoots his dog, just an asshole. And he goes and buries his pet in Pet Cemetery. The dog comes back, yada, yada, yada. But the main, that's not even the main character. So the subtagonist or whatever you want to call it, he has a better storyline to me than the protagonist. The protagonist's mom died and whatever, and he's a really whiny kid, so that's probably why I found this movie really annoying too, because he was always like crying or whining, and I'm like, your friend has more heart than you, and he's dealing with this asshole of a stepdad. So and like the whole movie too, like the main character is like, no, don't bury the dog there. It's going to come back bad, whatever. And then the stepdad ends up getting mauled by the dog that's a demon now. And they decide to bury him in Pet Cemetery.
They're burying everything.
And I'm like, first of all, this man was an asshole to you. I would have left him dead. Like, I guess he didn't want to get in trouble. But my thing is, Mom, I'm sorry. The dog attacked him. There's nothing we can do. I would have left him dead. So he buries the stepdad. He comes back as this like, well, he's actually nicer now as a zombie, you know, to an extent.
He played that role so well.
He did. And he was disgusting.
Yes.
And this is my thing too. So when he comes home, he's got a big gash in his neck from where the dog bit him, and he's bleeding. And he's in his room about to take a shower, and his wife's like, honey, I'm sorry about us arguing earlier. Can you come to bed? And I'm like, lady, you don't see that he's covered in blood? And he like, what? So he gets really into bed and basically rapes her. And then we go to the next scene of him in the morning. But so the little boy's like, oh, we're actually like a family now. And I'm like, because your dad's he's a zombie, like whatever.
And you can obviously look at him and tell that he does not look the same.
He looks dead. But the mom's just like, oh, knock it off, Steve, or whatever his name is. And I'm like,
absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I wouldn't have brought him back in the first place. So he ends up going crazy and kills them. But my thing is too with the main character. He even said it too when they buried the cop. We shouldn't be doing this. Blah, blah, blah. So towards the end, he has this like weird flip where now he wants to bring his mom back to life because she died in the first scene of the movie. And I'm like, so wait a minute. The whole movie, you're like, we shouldn't do this. This is wrong.
So you're going to go dig up her grave and take her to this pet cemetery.
Like, how did the flip happen? It was weird. Like, it was weird. And I'm like, after like the chubbier kid got killed, I didn't really care about the movie because I'm like, okay, this other kid has some weird obsession with his mom, and I'm not here for it.
So, what do you think about the remake, the most recent one that they did of Pet Cemetery that came out in early, like mid 2000s? What do you think about that one?
It was all right. I guess. There would be nothing like the original Pet Cemetery to me. Like, you can never replace a guy that plays, what's his name? The old man that talks like this.
Yeah.
Like, you can never replace him. You can never replace baby Gabe. New Gabe was, I'm sorry. No, I'm not even going to say it because I haven't had kids yet. But the first Gabe in the original, he was adorable, and that little child actor really acted out those scenes.
Yeah.
Like it was very authentic.
Didn't they do a girl?
Yeah, the girl ended up getting ran over. I
was upset because I felt like if you're going to do a remake, then they should have used a boy rather than a girl, because in the original Pet Cemetery it was a boy. Right. So that's still that really made me mad, because when
threw me off too.
When I saw that, I was like, wait a second, why is there a little girl? Wasn't it a little boy? So I don't know. That whole thing I wasn't with that, but it was all right. I felt like they missed a lot of They could have added a lot of what was missed from Pet Sematary 1 and 2.
Yeah. Pet Sematary. Yeah, there'll never be nothing like that. Okay, so next on my shit list is Tales from the Hood 2 and 3. I don't have a clip for these because they don't need one. They were trash. We need... Who directed the original one? Was... It was done by Tales from the Crypt people. Really? Well, they need to come back and do Tales from the Hood because these were... the second one didn't even... Like, they had a story in there about vampire... call girls, and I didn't understand what that had to do with anything weird. Of the hood.
They just threw it in there.
Yeah,
every horror movie needs to have naked chicks or
because I'm like, what? No, that's what I'm thinking.
Yes, I actually like that movie.
But I like that one too. But yeah, those two trash. They even tried to bring Tony Todd in for the third one, and I couldn't. I tried to watch it on Halloween this year while I was sick with COVID, and it was terrible. I couldn't finish it. I got like to the second story, and I was like, no. So yeah, those need to be redone. Now my other one, I do have a clip for this, and it is It Too. On my shit list.
I don't even think did I finish this?
Yeah, you probably didn't. Apparently, I didn't either because I fell asleep in the movie theater.
I fell asleep too. And I didn't even watch it in the movie theater. I waited for it to come on TV.
It was more about the Loser Crew, which I love the Loser Crew. I could really do without the older actors of the crew. I love the kids. And this was just like, it kind of like was a coming of age story of how we all became friends. And but the original was done so much better, I feel like, on the second one. So I just wasn't feeling it. I feel like the trailer gave us so much and it was not in... It just wasn't in the movie. It was kind of like Slender Man. Like when we got this like awesome trailer for Slender Man, and then we watched the movie and we're like, okay, there's
they didn't have anything.
Nothing.
They missed stuff from the trailer that they didn't even put that in.
There
the
was nothing in the trailer in the movie. Like, and that's how I felt. Like, yeah.
Well, then is there a band Slender Man that I can watch?
Right. I mean, or we can just drive to Chicago because
I want to see these parts that was taken out.
They could have even did it though, where they didn't even give that storyline of what happened here with Slender Man. They could have did. There's so many stories about Slender Man on
a lot of people wouldn't have known.
No, like, because there's so many different, like, little stories that people write on the internet about Slender Man. They wouldn't even had to do that storyline of what happened to that poor little girl up here. But yeah, this chapter 2, and then it was 3 hours long for what?
It was very long. Very long.
Too long. So
yeah, it was long.
But this was long with no substance to it. No scares from the clown, like tons of CGI, like it just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, it didn't do it for me either.
So yeah, sorry.
I agree with you.
My next one is Candyman 3. I'm not really going to go into this. I mean, how many granddaughters, great, like how many to chase after and kill? Like, I'm over it. Give us a new storyline, which Jordan Peele, drop it. Come on. I've been waiting. So yeah, my next one, 3 from Hell. Trash. Even I had Devil's Reject, and this is Rob Zombie.
I didn't like that one either.
You know what? I tried to rewatch it today, and it actually was horrible too. And I had that, and I crossed it off because the only one that was good was House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, that one was good.
It was the only thing about, like, I was even trying to watch Halloween by him today. My issue with Rob Zombie is
he does some crazy ass shit.
Fucking raunchy. It's too raunchy. It's too disgusting. Like, I understood for House of a Thousand Corpses, Yes, we want to be gritty, nitty, nasty, raunchy,
but every
dirty.
movie doesn't have to be that
every
way.
movie,
every one of his movies is like that.
Is raunchy, disgusting.
And he uses the same actors.
His wife.
And that old dude with the messed up face.
Oh, he died, I think.
Yeah, he did die, didn't he?
He did die. He was in this movie. This movie, okay, for one, this one was the trashes out of all of them for the House of a Thousand Corpse, whatever, Devil's Reject series, sequence, whatever. This one sucked because, okay, one, like you said, we keep using the same actors. Your wife is getting old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
kill her off.
She's a great actress. Don't get me wrong, but we're tired of seeing her in every single movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess if you're the director, you can do that.
Maybe it's cheap for him. Who knows?
Right. I don't know. Or maybe she just doesn't get any work anywhere else. I don't know. But I'm tired of seeing his wife. Then okay. So do you mean to tell me these people have just killed, and we're going to let them out of prison and go to Mexico? Like the plot wasn't
it didn't make no sense.
No, it was just
it didn't make sense.
It was raunchy. Just
I think he was trying to just give his wife work.
Yeah.
So it didn't even make sense to me.
Yeah. Like even I don't even have nothing else to say about it. It was just terrible. Rob Zombie. Like, come on. Come with some new shit. Get a whole new crew. We're also tired of seeing that black man. Is that your only black friend? Like, like
probably so.
Come on. Come on.
Same people.
So yeah, And then my last one for trash, which I'm sure there's a lot more trash sequels out there, but my last one would be Sinister 2. Yeah. I liked 1. I thought 1 was great.
1 was good.
Sinister 2, it was good as far as giving us a background of what is his name in there? Bagul.
Yeah, some crazy name.
It gave us a good kind of background of what he was, but I actually would have liked to see, like, take me back in history to what he was, because he was supposed to be like an ancient ghoul.
Yeah, something like that.
Let me see what he is. This gave us the child's perspective of what happened when he was taking them over.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what Sinister is, it's a movie about a demon that travels through like sound, video, all that to basically get in your kid's head, your kid's head and make them kill you in some crazy fashion. And then he possesses that child's soul for eternity, which if I'm a kid and this demon thing came to me like, oh yeah, kill your parents and you can rock out with me for the rest of it. No, thank you.
Right.
Because the kids like look decrepit and so I would have been like, no, I'm good. I think my brother probably would have he probably would have been the kid to get taken, not me.
I mean, the whole like makeup of the movie it is good, but like I need
the first one scared me.
Yeah, the first one was really good.
The first one scared me because
I needed more.
At the time too, I was dating my ex and he had like little nephews and I was like, what if they killed us one night? And he's like, shut up. I'm like, but it had me looking at kids like, I don't trust you.
The first one was really good.
These kids were killing people elaborately. They weren't just coming in and I'm gonna stab mom and dad.
They were thinking about those.
They were hanging them, like they were elaborate ways to kill,
and
like
doing stuff that you wouldn't even think kids could do. Like this was stuff that like adults.
But I guess the demon possessed the child at the time, and I don't know. But like the kid would give them like this drink to drink too to knock out the parents and siblings and they would just set up their little kill and they would record it.
Crazy.
Yeah. So the second one, I didn't care about the characters. I kind of already knew, like, okay, it's going to be a twist. There's 2 twins, 1 twin. They're going to be acting like they're after them, but they're really after the other. Like, it was just, the dad was an asshole. Like, the cop,
he was.
We still didn't know what the cop's name was. Like, it was just, I think it could have been done better. It could have been, like, take me back to, like, the 1800s and show me how they were killing their parents back then or something.
A lot of sequels, they need to do that. I feel like if you have an original movie and the original movie has this thing or whatever that's killing people, but it ties to something that happened like centuries ago or years ago.
Show me.
And you're going to do a sequel, then you really need to elaborate on that somewhere in the sequel to give us a backstory on what's going on, rather than just, oh, okay, we're just going to keep on killing, or we're just going to add more people. Okay, we're going to kill some more.
We're going to go halfway across the state.
We don't have enough time. Let's do a third one and kill some more. Like, you need to like take us back. Give us.
We care about that.
Do something like that. Otherwise, just don't even be like, oh, many years ago, this is how this came. Like, don't even go there if you're not going to give it to us in the sequel.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it for my trash list. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more that could be on this list. All right, my first one, I do have a clip for this. This is one of my favorite Freddy Krueger movies, and that is Dream Warriors.
Oh, that's not my favorite one.
Well, I love the first one, and I love Dream Warriors. I did not really like the second one with the kid, and it was very like, it was. Yes, where they have their little magical powers.
All those kids had stuff.
Yeah, they like the kids of Elm Street are still getting attacked by Freddy again, and a group of them are in a mental health ward, whatever. And he starts picking them off one by one, but then Nancy also comes back in this one. So that's what made me love this too, to come help these kids. So the kids actually discover that one of them can actually call other people into her dreams to help her with Freddy. So then they also realize in their dreams they have magical powers like Freddy Krueger. So they all come together to defeat Freddy Krueger. And I think I love this. I loved it. I love Kincaid, the black guy. He was funny in this movie. The only thing that, well, the acting, I mean, it's 80s. So it's as good as it's going to get. Yep. Mm-hmm. So the best kill on here to me was when that boy was laying in the bed and he comes as like a puppeteer.
Oh, yeah.
And he slices him and he's using him to like.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was so creative. And the TV kill was really creative.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
When he's like, prime time, bitch. Like, the one-liners were great from Freddy.
This one was like funny. Like, Freddy had like so many like one-liners that were like hilarious in this one. Just, it cracked me up.
Yep. And Lawrence Fishburne is in it. I think it was his first movie before he became Ike, and What's Love Got to Do with It? Because his name on here is actually Larry Fishburne.
Okay.
So he was in here, and I don't think he got killed. So yeah, love Dream Warriors. My second one is Final Destination 2. I don't have a clip for that. You don't have to show it. Well, I do, but I mean, I'm not going to really spend a long time talking about this. I think this was the last good one before these kind of got like, okay, this is getting a little bit too much.
They got lost.
Yeah, like this one, this scene in the beginning on the highway still makes me like. Yes, it still makes me cringy every time I have to get on the highway.
This movie just came on with action.
Yeah,
like
got right to it.
I love movies like that. Just get right to it. Just get to it.
It got right to it, and like I said, that scene always makes me feel like weird when I'm going onto a highway. Like I'm like, oh my god, Final Destination. Yeah.
Yes.
Same,
because a lot of people will be like, "Oh, you're not gonna Final Destination me."
This movie is probably why I don't like driving. Because this first scene was, woo!
It was good,
and the kills after the scene were crazy. Like the one that like I was like, oh my god, was when the boy in the dentist's office.
Oh my god!
Like the whole time he's in the dentist's office in the chair, like we're like, something's crazy. Like all these things are happening. Then he gets outside and his dumbass like scares this group of birds and
yeah,
I'm like
that was the stupidest way to go.
Right, I'm like his dumbass. Like why would you do that?
Happen in the actual,
and he was like a teenager. He wasn't a kid. Like that's what little kids do. Like
that was just that's the best part.
So yeah, I loved Final Destination 2. After that, I think the franchise kind of went downhill.
Oh,
probably one I didn't watch.
That's more towards the end. I think that's the second to the last one. I think that's the one. Yeah, that's the second to the last one.
I think the last one I watched was the one with the Indy 500 kind of theme, and that
one was good to
really
me
don't
when that
remember.
Tire came off.
Yeah, I mean the opening scene was good, but after that I was like, it was probably the actors for me.
I would give like each one of these Final Destination films, that very first scene is always like a kill to just
set the tone
for the rest of the movie. So then it's almost like okay movie. Like
come on, step it up.
Right, give me something. But I will say that the opening scene in every single Final Destination movie has me like, ooh, yeah. Like just the opening scenes are great on every single one.
Yep. So yeah, that was like the last great one to me.
Mm-hmm.
My next one is Blade 2. I love Blade 2. I loved the vampires that they came up with, because these weren't just regular. These were like vampires on crack.
Mm-hmm.
Like they little mouth things split up, and they
they look good.
Yeah.
Vampires created by vampires.
Yeah, they were. I would have not wanted to be one of those, because they were ugly as shit too.
Yes.
Like all bald headed. Like no. So. Yeah, those vampires were cool. I mean, we had Whistler come back. We thought he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
We had Blade having to team up with the vampires to kill these mega vampires, which was great. But they're also still trying to kill Blade, and Blade's still trying to kill them. So.
That was just crazy.
Yeah.
All those fight killing scenes were just real good.
And Wesley Snipes.
He can act.
He looked good in that black suit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he did. Everybody wanted some
Wesley. Yeah, everybody
and every man wanted to be Blade.
Right. Yeah. So Wesley Snipes did his thing. Aren't they redoing Blade? Who are they gonna get to?
I did hear that they are doing that.
Who is that? Moonlight. No. They should get that guy from
But you know who they should have? What's his name? Coffee? Is that the dude's name?
From Get Out?
No. The man. Okay. I suck with names, but I can tell you who the person is. He was the one who Jada Pinkett had a one night stand with in that one movie with the girls.
I was gonna say August Alsina.
Ain't his real name Coffee something?
A one night stand with. I didn't watch that movie with the girls trip. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, him.
Oh, you did.
The dude who's in Doja Cat's video. Have you seen Doja? No. Have you seen Doja Cat's video for Streets?
No.
Him.
I think that they should get that guy from Watchmen.
Who?
The one that's gonna play the new Candyman.
Oh, I forgot what he looked like.
Or who else was I thinking of too?
You know the dude as soon as you see him.
Michael B. Jordan?
I swear his real name is Coffee. Coffee somebody. The dark-skinned dude, he real dark-skinned, sexy dark-skinned.
Wait, wasn't the guy...
Angel.
No, it's not.
Yes, that is.
I swear it's not.
Wasn't the guy from Moonlight, didn't he play in Paid in Full?
No.
I
don't know. I think somebody else looked... Are you sure?
I'm looking at the video.
I don't know. I feel like, or maybe they should get an unknown actor to play the new Blade. Like we need
unknown actors be killing it.
We need a nice chocolate man to fill Wesley Snipes' shoes.
It's a bunch of nice chocolate men that can act.
Yeah, we need a nice chocolate in shape man.
Yeah, semi-bald.
No, he had those designs.
Oh yeah,
the thing needs to have a hair, good lace front. No, that doesn't give me Blade. No. I would even take Idris Elba maybe.
No, he's too old.
Well, now he is, but a younger one back in the day.
Yeah,
I could take an Idris Elba from The Wire.
We need a younger looking, in shaped chocolate man to play Blade.
Well, we gonna see because does Wesley Snipes have a son or something like?
Right?
Maybe we could even take Denzel Washington's son if he hits the gym. Yeah,
mm-hmm. He would be a nice.
We could do him. No, I thought I liked him as a show. Okay, we gonna see.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
If it doesn't work, I'm gonna make a petition. Well, then let me see it. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So yeah, if it doesn't, I'll start a petition because no. I love Blade. I had it when I was a little girl. I had the Whistler. My mom bought us a little Whistler action figure, Blade. Like we had all the little action figures. Me and my brother loved it. My mom we loved Blade. Yeah. They're probably worth some money.
I was going to say, you should have kept that in the box.
I don't have those. we fucked up everything.
Who keeps anything in the box when you kids? You gonna open that mug right up and play with it,
right? So my next one is Jeepers Creepers 2. We already talked about that. Then I have Candyman 2, and people are probably like, "What? No."
Yeah, I didn't like the sequel.
Okay, I liked the sequel because we went down to New Orleans, and it kind of gave us Candyman's backstory.
Yeah, to give a little bit of that.
See, no, that does not do it for me. He looks like a grandpa with glasses on. Oh my God. I'm going to post a picture of this on the page after the show so you guys can see. That is not Blade for me. That's probably Blade's cousin. Yeah. He doesn't do it for me.
Should ask the women what we want.
Right. We should let the ladies decide. So Candyman 2, I liked it because it gave us more of Candyman's history. Moving on, I have The Bride of Chucky. I thought it was good. Love Jennifer Tilly. I like The Bride of Chucky. When I was a little girl,
The Bride of Chucky actually came up on. So I googled best horror sequels before I came in today, and Bride of Chucky actually was on the top 10 list. It had top 14 of best horror movie sequels, and I was surprised too. But Bride of Chucky is actually in the top 10 on the list of best.
It gave us some really good horror sequels, and it made us love the Tiffany. It made us love Tiffany. It's Tiffany.
Is because it gave you a dedicated new series. A new revival.
No, it did not give me a revival to the series because after that,
no. I'm not saying that they didn't. But
no.
Introduce another person who's down with the killing too. You expect to be now. Here's this Bonnie and Clyde of Killer Down.
Yeah.
Instead, we got.
It was still Chucky.
No, it was the seat. We got Glenda.
Glenda.
That should have been. That definitely should have been on my shit list because the seed of Chucky.
Oh my God, that was horrible.
The LGBT did not ask for that.
No, they did not, and it wasn't even a fierce doll. First of all, how did the doll get an accent?
Right.
Why is he confused?
Right. Or the wig, the makeup, everything.
I mean, well, technically, they're in the inside. They had human parts because when you cut open Chucky, he bleeds. So if he bleeds, why can't he ejaculate?
Oh my God, the whole thing.
Maybe he grew a penis when he got into the doll because I'm sure the good guy dolls they were packing.
That's a whole bunch of stuff we just don't know.
That's something maybe we need explained. Chucky franchise. Yeah,
they probably do.
Maybe we should watch that after this to see if we can.
That's crazy.
Method Man did not need to be in it. He just
Yeah.
Jennifer Tilly was desperate for some money because she was, but I would that script made her look like a slut. It was whoever directed this movie must have hated her because it was not a good look for her.
No,
not in my eyes. I'm not talking about Bride of Chucky. I'm talking about Seed of Chucky. Bride of Chucky was great. That was awesome.
It was all right.
I like the kills. The kills were good.
The kills were good. The kills were good.
Especially the scene in the hotel where those
you are stuck on Seed of Chucky.
Oh yeah, I agree. That was trash.
That one was really good.
I couldn't even really watch it.
That one was really good.
If you take away the Bride and the Seed,
yeah, this is
the cult should have been the actual.
Yeah, it should have. It should have been.
Well, I guess there's another one coming out or a series or something.
Yeah.
I actually liked the new Chucky, but I
like the concept. I don't like
Yeah, the only thing that irritated me too was that one-liner they kept trying to make work about Tupac. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's coming out. I just bring it out so we can watch it, so we can talk about it. Like, come on, we need it.
Yep, but those are mine, so I'm done. I'm done ranting about
that. Is crazy. Movies. So I guess we're getting ready to wrap it up. So on our next one, what are we talking about? The monster movies? How
about you pick? You want to pick monster movies?
I do. You know what?
We can do it.
Yeah, we. Well, I got something else in mind.
How about we do this?
How about monster movies?
How about we pick a monster series that you haven't seen, that you watch, and that I haven't seen. Well,
okay.
I don't know what you haven't seen. Like, I haven't seen.
Because there's so many.
You know a lot of monster movies.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just pick some monster movies and we'll just talk about them. Old, new, bad, good.
Right, what we got here?
My favorite monster movie.
I gotta think.
I know there's so many of them. Well, I'll go with, since I talked about today, Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead is one of my favorites. I don't know. I just liked how he looked and how he killed people.
Monster movie. What are some monsters?
You've got Pumpkinhead's a monster. You have there were movies where people got killed and
okay, so let me ask you this question. Would The Predator be considered a horror movie?
Yeah, I would say so. That's a monster. It's a monster movie.
Therefore, it makes Alien. Well, we already know Aliens is.
Yeah.
Aliens is actually probably
Alien, Predator, Pumpkin Man.
Trimmers.
Critters. Yep, that's another one.
Oh, that was terrible.
Troll. Those were monsters, kind of.
The Mummy.
Yeah.
But there was only two.
The Boogeyman.
The Thing. There was more than one thing. The Thing.
It was an old.
Yeah, I saw the newer one.
Yeah.
Of course, your classics, your vampires, werewolves.
Yep. Vampires, werewolves, Frankenstein.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of them. We gotta do some research. I'm gonna do some research.
Cloverfield.
Oh,
I loved Cloverfield.
Cloverfield, it was my absolute favorite movie.
Love Cloverfield.
That's one of my favorites. I got that on DVD also.
Yep. Yes, I liked it. Especially when I realized it was tied to Cloverfield.
Yeah. So yeah, there's enough of them out there.
Not really.
It's like sci-fi-ish more on that
fantasy /
yeah,
to me.
on that side of the table.
Would Little Shop of Horror be considered?
No, not really.
Stop trying to make that work.
No, I'm asking.
I don't think so.
About that a lot.
I don't think it is.
It's your favorite? I cannot do horror musicals. I just can't. I just can't.
Even Jeepers Creepers would be considered a monster.
Maybe I'll try to watch 3 again. Try.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, we gonna have a. I have a.
When you're doing a monster movie, you're talking about the character and his
right, his skill, all that. Skills,
yeah.
Weaknesses. Okay.
Yeah. So we got some. There's some good monsters out there.
Would Jaws be considered a monster movie?
Oh yeah, those
I cannot. I don't think
there are some monsters I actually felt sad for, and I was like, "Oh."
That's how I felt about Candyman.
I don't feel sorry for that because he was minding his own goddamn business.
Ooh,
white woman.
I felt sorry for him. Yeah, I felt sorry for him, not her.
That is crazy. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about some monster movies. Why we like these monsters,
Little Shop of
all
Horrors,
that type of stuff.
Little Shop of Horrors is not a scary movie. It's not a horror movie. It's a musical.
Oh my!
You're never gonna convince me.
Is ranked number 37 as the greatest monster.
Ooh, 37.
I didn't even know that there was a movie about a Venus flytrap.
The Little Shop of
I don't want to.
I've always wanted one of those.
Feed me Seymour.
I'm good.
And
Seymour is in the title.
Y'all,
it's not a horror movie. It's a horror version of West Side Story. Like, no.
No, it's not. This is not the sharks and the
if y'all was here to see this.
Yeah.
Look, if the Blob can be considered a horror movie,
yeah.
my trap can. Accept it.
Wasn't it like? Never mind.
So when we coming back? 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. Cloverfield is good. I watched Tremors.
I love Tremors.
I have to rewatch.
Tremors was good.
No, Godzilla has to be included.
Tremors was good.
King Kong. They're animals.
So are we considering?
No, you'll tell you who the number one greatest horror creature is of all time.
Who? It's like a Christmas movie.
Still a horror movie.
It's like a Christmas movie.
Oh my goodness gracious. So join us in 2 weeks when we're talking about monster movies.
Talk about Gremlins.
Can't wait to see y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We love y'all. See ya.